Right now, at this very moment, there are approximately 8 billion people sharing a single planet. And yet every 24 hours, we all agree to do something deeply, fundamentally bizarre. We lie down, shut off our primary senses, and enter a state of self-induced paralysis. For the next 8 hours, your brain will craft a series of hyper-realistic feature-length hallucinations. You will fly. You will grieve. You will be chased by monsters that don't exist in the light of day. And then, the moment you return to reality, you will delete almost every trace of it. We call it dreaming. We treat it as a footnote to our real lives. But what if this nightly shutdown isn't a break at all? What if your dreams are actually a high-stakes territorial war happening inside your skull? Or a survival simulation that has kept our species alive for millennia? Tonight, we aren't just looking at why we sleep. We are decoding the secret software running in the dark. Welcome to the theater of the impossible. In 1862, a chemist named August Kekule was hitting a wall. He was obsessed with the structure of benzene, but the atoms refused to fit the linear logic of 19th century chemistry. Frustrated, he dozed off in his chair. In the haze of sleep, he saw it. A snake biting its own tail. The Ouroboros. He woke up with the realization that benzene was a ring. A dream did what years of conscious labor couldn't. Fast forward a century, and Paul McCartney wakes up with a melody so perfect he is convinced he must have stolen it. He hadn't. His sleeping brain had simply composed yesterday while he was out cold. This suggests a terrifyingly beautiful truth. Your brain is often smarter when you aren't using it. But for a long time, science had no idea how this worked. Until 1952. At the University of Chicago, Eugene Aserinsky did something his colleagues thought was a waste of time. He watched people sleep. Back then, we thought the brain simply turned off like a light bulb. But when Aserinsky hooked electrodes to his own son, the needles on the graph started screaming. The brain wasn't off. It was electrified. It looked as if the boy was solving complex calculus or racing a car. Most strangely, his eyes were darting back and forth under his eyelids, as if watching a high-speed tennis match. Aserinsky woke them up. Every single time the response was the same: I was just having the most incredible dream. When you enter REM sleep, your biology undergoes 4 radical shifts. Think of it as your brain's developer mode. 1. The lockdown. Your brainstem sends a chemical kill switch to your muscles. You are paralyzed. This is nature's safety harness. Without it, you would actually punch your partner while dreaming of a boxing match. 2. The neon filter. Your visual cortex, the part that processes sight, redlines. Colors become more vivid than reality because the brain is generating the image from the inside out. Bypasses the low-quality input of our actual eyes. 3. The death of logic. The prefrontal cortex, your internal adult in the room, goes dark. This is why when you are riding a giant chicken through a grocery store, you don't stop to ask, wait, is this aerodynamic? In a dream, everything is normal because the part of you that asks why has been fired for the night. 4. The memory wipe. Your levels of norepinephrine, a chemical needed for focus and long-term storage, plummet. Your brain creates the movie, but it forgets to hit save. This happens in 90-minute cycles. Early in the night, you spend most of your time in NREM3, deep sleep. This is the janitorial phase. Your body repairs tissues, boosts your immune system, and washes the brain of metabolic waste. But as 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. rolls around, the REM cycles get longer. The entertainment phase takes over. And we aren't alone. Your dog, your cat, even birds dream. Evolution has deemed this hallucination so important that it has been preserved across the tree of life for millions of years. But why? For the Egyptians, dreams were divine forecasts. For Sigmund Freud, they were disguised wishes, dark, embarrassing urges coded into symbols. For his student, Carl Jung, they were the collective unconscious, the shared myths of the human race. Today, science is more practical. The memory consolidation theory says dreams are just the brain hitting export on the day's data. In one study, people who dreamed about a complex 3D maze solved it 10 times faster than those who didn't. Then there is threat simulation theory. Nightmares aren't just bad luck, they are a VR survival room. Your brain is practicing how to outrun a predator, or in 2026, how to handle the social death of a failed public speech, so that when it happens in real life, you've already lived it. But there is another theory, one that is far more unsettling. It's called defensive activation, proposed by neuroscientist David Eagleman. You see, your brain is plastic. It's a ruthless real estate market. If a part of the brain stops working, the surrounding areas will literally invade and take over that territory. If you are blindfolded for just 60 minutes, your auditory and touch centers will start creeping into your visual cortex. They want that space. Think about our ancestors in the pitch black of a cave for 10 hours. In that darkness, the visual cortex had no data. It was at risk of being conquered by the other senses. Eagleman suggests that dreams are a defensive strike. Every 90 minutes, the brainstem blasts the visual cortex with random activity, just to keep the lights on and signal to the rest of the brain, don't move in, I am still using this room. But here's the aha moment. If dreaming is just a mechanism to protect our perception of reality, what does that say about reality itself? In 1861, Alfred Maury had a dream he was being tried during the French Revolution. He felt the entire trial, the terror, and finally, the blade of the guillotine hitting his neck. He woke up instantly. A piece of his bed frame had fallen and hit his neck at that exact moment. Think about that. His brain constructed years of backstory, a trial, and a narrative in the milliseconds it took for that wood to fall. Dreams prove that our perception of time and space is a construct, a user interface. We think we live in the real world, but we actually live inside a simulation rendered by our brains. The only difference is that during the day, the simulation is anchored by the data from our eyes. At night, the anchor is lifted and the ship sails into the impossible. We have photographed black holes. We have edited the code of life. We have built AI that mimics our own thoughts. And yet we still don't fully understand the movie theater that plays inside our heads every single night. Perhaps we don't need to. Perhaps the mystery is the point. Dreams are the only place left where the laws of physics are suggestions, where the dead can speak to us, and where you, the dreamer, are simultaneously the writer, the director, and the captive audience. So tonight, when you feel that familiar heaviness in your limbs and the world starts to blur, don't just go to sleep. Step into the theater. You've got a front row seat to the most sophisticated show in the known universe. And the best part? It's playing just for you. If you want to keep exploring the glitches in the human experience, hit that subscribe button. We are just scratching the surface of what it means to be conscious. Stay curious. I am Apex. I'll see you in the next one, or perhaps in the next dream.